Today we're going to be talking about what a budget of around $700,000 and under can get you in Apex, North Carolina, so stick around.
All right, so I know Cindy just said 700 and below. So how we came up with that number is we essentially took the past sales for this year and we averaged it out, and we're looking, really these neighborhoods are floating in the mid sixes is kind of where we are. Yeah. So we're not really focusing on anything below 6, and we're just focusing really on 6 and 7.
Right, so if 700 was like your top budget, this would be kind of what you could get and not be like going right above that.
Yeah,
so we're trying to keep you actually under 7.
Exactly. And we're gonna highlight 3 neighborhoods today, and we're gonna kick it off with Walden Creek, which is where we are right now.
Yep. So Walden Creek is the first on our list, and the reason we kind of added it to the list is mainly it's how convenient it is to a lot of shopping and highway access here. You have Beaver Creek Crossings, which is a huge shopping center with like everything you need, you know.
To include Chick-fil-A. Cindy always mentions Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
so.
I love Chick-fil-A. You gotta have it. So it has Chick-fil-A, there's a Target in there, also gotta have a Target. It's necessary. Lots of other shopping and restaurants right within Beaver Creek, and then you're also really close to Highway 64 and 540. That's going to connect you back into Raleigh. So you have everything just like right here makes this neighborhood really stand out to me.
Yeah, absolutely. So average price points here are in the mid 6s. Average square footage is around 2,400, 2,500 roughly for average square footage. Homes in here were built in the 90s, and yes, I mean, like Cindy said, really the highlight of the neighborhood is the access to those different amenities. This is on the northwest side of Apex. Really, I mean, you just say north side of Apex, but yeah.
Yeah, and then as Zach mentioned, built in the 90s, so the yards aren't huge here, and they're like around a quarter of an acre or smaller.
They're still decent size,
but
though.
Bigger than what you're gonna get in a new construction neighborhood, which we'll hit here in a minute, but still have a little more grass space and more established trees because they're like, 40 years old now, so
exactly.
It's nice.
All right, next neighborhood we're going to talk about is Friendship Station. So this is a new construction neighborhood in Apex. Really the selling point of this, not only obviously that it's new, but it's very close to Apex Nature Park, which is a really cool park in Apex. About 160 acres, has trails, has amphitheater, has a disc golf course. I mean, it's just, there's a ton of stuff to do at Apex Nature Park. It's a really neat park here.
Definitely, yeah. I would love to live close to Apex Nature Park just for that reason alone, just because it's awesome. But yeah, selling points of this neighborhood, like Zach mentioned, is the fact that it's close to that and it's new. So if you are looking to not have to worry about fixing anything anytime soon, it's nice to have that nice and new property. There's a mixture of homes here that are single family and townhomes. There are townhomes right behind us. Those are not going to be quite as expensive as the single family homes. And the single family homes on average, there's a lot of different floor plans, but you're looking closer to like a 3,000 square foot average. But you're not going to have much of a yard here. You're looking at like a tenth of an acre.
Exactly. Which is consistent with new construction.
Right, as I always say, the newer the house, the smaller the yard.
Yeah.
You gonna tell me I never say that?
I'm not.
Every video Zach tells, I say that, and then Zach's like, you've never said that before.
Not this one.
Anyway, so yes, so smaller yard, but there are a lot of a nice amenity center and things like that in the neighborhood, which is good. And the proximity around it is pretty wooded, so I think you still feel like it has some green space here, which is nice.
Yeah.
If this video has been helpful so far, we'd love to have you subscribe to the channel. We put videos like this out every single week, and we'd love to have you here next week.
And we do lives.
Yeah, and lives on Thursday nights at 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
But we are in Colvin Park. Colvin Park is our next neighborhood on our list, and it's actually aesthetically probably my favorite neighborhood on the list today.
Really
the homes here were built back in about 2016, so they're newer, but they're not brand new. The yard sizes are about a quarter of an acre, so a little bigger than what we saw in our last neighborhood. Even though these homes are on the newer side, they still feel like they have a little bit more of a yard, like enough room to have a play set or something like that. And I just like the way they kind of look from the outside.
Yeah, absolutely, and we've been trying to do some what's the big selling point for the neighborhood. The big one here is, so it's on the southeast side of Apex, so proximity to places like Cocoa Booth Amphitheater in Cary or Waverly Place, which is a nice shopping center in Cary. It also has a pond. I would say a pond. You might call it a lake. I would say if a large pond within the neighborhood, which is really cool.
Pond.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't get that in a lot of different neighborhoods, and so to have that is a big selling point.
Yeah, definitely. Because I feel like you know you have this little paved trail that goes around. So if you like to enjoy just like going out for a walk in the neighborhood, being by the water is always so serene and peaceful.
It is.
So it's definitely a nice selling point.
Yeah.
And as far as like the details on the pricing and stuff here, it's actually our most affordable neighborhood on the list today. Homes here are like low to mid sixes, so a little bit less expensive than some of the others that we've hit. Definitely going to keep you under that 700 mark, and average size is around 2,700 square feet, which I feel like is a really good size for like a single family home. Yeah. So just a little bit about Apex in general, in case this is your first time learning about Apex in this video. Apex is kind of it's its own town, but it's sort of like a suburb of the Raleigh area. And it's just a really great place. You know, you kind of are hugging the sides of like Cary and Holly Springs here. So it's just a really nice family-oriented type place to be. Very clean, lots of like playgrounds and parks. A lot of the neighborhoods have walking trails like this, or access to the Greenway Trail system that the county or the city kind of maintains. So it's really nice. Lots of cool things just continuously coming into the area. In general, it feels new, I would say, being in Apex.
Absolutely.
You know, your average build date in here in all of the sales this year is like 2019. So a lot of things have a very new feel to them. So if you like that idea, then this is a great spot to live.
Yeah, and as far as average price points, right around in the sixes. So what we covered today is really, I would say, the average of Cary, or at the average Apex. Excuse me. Cary. So Cary, Apex
we
is like
that the average of Cary was 600,000.
Apex is like the younger brother of Cary. Is the way
really
I kind of like.
It kind of feels
it.
like a smaller version of Cary.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. But yeah, averages are around the sixes, which is kind of similar to what we saw today. So in general, the things that we've highlighted today is what you're going to find with single family homes in Apex.
Exactly. Well, if you're looking to buy or sell in the area, I'm Zach. This is my beautiful wife, Cindy. We would love to be a real estate resource of choice. You can find our contact info below. Feel free to reach out, and we will see y'all next time.